Court is now in session, the Honorable Judge Darksade presiding and being completely incapable of speaking English. Welcome back, everybody. It's time to do another episode of Judgment is Upon You, where I both play Wizard of Legend and look at r/am I the asshole posts. I usually look at these out of top posts for the past week, and there are a few that I definitely wanted to talk about. It just seems like a good idea. First things first, let's go ahead and roll our soundtrack choice. Okay, we're doing piano again. Is that the third time in a row, or is that just the second time in a row? I want to say it's third, so next time around I'll just pick the soundtrack for myself. As for the build we're going with today, I'm going again with the critical hit setup. I'm gonna do things just slightly differently though. I normally do this with bolt rail. Today I kinda wanna try something just a little different. I think today we're going with a more melee-based setup, so it's gonna be a Dark Katana build. So let's see. I also normally do these with Blazing Lariat. I think today we're gonna go... Okay, so we have a heavy wind setup. And let's go ahead and use Spark Array. I don't use that as often as I should, and I do like it. And as far as... There we go, we're just gonna go straight wind and thunder. Got ourselves a nice storm build going on here. And I'm all about it. Now I normally do these without the retro floor plan. This time I think I'm gonna take a risk and go ahead and use the retro floor plan. I'm rather confident in how this build is gonna fare. So I just wanna throw it out there and have some fun with it. And because of how Spark Array works, let's just knock out the twins right off the bat. Alright, all good? All good. And it looks like we're gonna have an interesting run. I'm just gonna tell you right now, just because both Zeal and Shu resist wind. So we're going to be looking for things that will help cover our weaknesses. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into our first story today. And that is going to be one that I've heard a few times here. And that is, like, it's got an update, so this is going to be a bit of a long one, but it is from user GradTattoo9009, and that is, am I the asshole for leaving a vacation I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? So let's go ahead and get into this one. My girlfriend, Sarah, 29, and I, male, 28, I wasn't aware Sarah was a gender, but alright, have been dating for 5 years, and I wanted to go on a vacation with her to celebrate. I planned the trip for several months. Of course, I shared my plans with her, and decided on skiing/snowboarding/other winter Colorado's in activities. Perfect. Winter activities in Colorado. The activity seemed perfect, and I was looking forward to this for months because I wanted to propose to her at the end of the trip. Alright, sounds like a good plan, especially after 5 years. Go for it, boy. 5 days before the trip, Sarah dropped the ball on me that she invited 2 of her friends to meet her there. I was upset because I wanted to spend one-on-one time with Sarah for our anniversary. I feel like it was plain and clear that this was a trip just for us. Even though I expressed my concern, Sarah insisted that her friends already made plans to come and won't back out. Yeah, it's kind of a dick move, if I'm being fair. I decided to accept this because there was no way for me to force her friends to not come. I wish I had thought more on this. I figured we could make some changes to our plans and I would still be able to propose to her privately. Sarah essentially blew me off for her friends and we didn't get any private time. I'm not surprised. After 3 days of being in second place, honestly I think that'd be third place, I decided to leave the trip and head home. I told Sarah why I was leaving and she was upset. She told her friends about my decision and I was ganged up on, because of course you were. They said we were all having a great time. No, you weren't. She thinks I'm being a jerk for making her pick between her friends and me, even though her friends weren't invited in the first place. I never had personal issues with her friends prior to this trip. I never made Sarah pick between me or her friends because everyone needs friends outside of a relationship. Very true. I'm at home now and thinking about everything. I have a day to myself before Sarah comes home, so at least I get to relax a bit. Sarah and her friends think I'm overreacting and think I ruined the trip. I think Sarah was disrespectful and rude to me by ruining the purpose of this trip and having her friends gang up on me. Am I the asshole for leaving a vacation I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? Alright, so before we get into talking about that, there's an edit first of all. This was a planned anniversary/romantic trip. I was clear that we have plans for just the two of us. We've been on other anniversary trips together without her friends there. We did discuss marriage beforehand, so it's not like a proposal would have been out of the blue. Alright, good edit. Minor update number 1. My friends are here at the house and they have been running potential interference just in case her friends try to bombard and harass me. They've been great and I'm so glad to have them. I'm glad you have them too, good sir. Minor update number 2. None of Sarah's friends came by the house or harassed me yesterday/last night, which is good. Sarah hasn't come home yet. I figured out what I wanted to say and have it written out. Alright, that's a very good thing. Now, I want to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of the post in and of itself. Well, we have garbage here. I've got Ice Spear, which is a good secondary control method, but I'm not sure that's what I want to use. So I might not buy any Arcana this time around. We'll just see how things work out. So, right off the bat, are you the asshole? Not at all. Your woman was... I am gonna grab this. Your woman was flat out, essentially, I'm not gonna say trolling, but she definitely disrespected your trip, your intentions, your good graces. Like, she came into this whole thing with a very kind of bad faith argument from moment one. Like, oh, I just want my friends there, it'll be so much fun. Lol. Like, no, you're being a bitch and you know it. Like, it's, to me, either she found the ring and just didn't want to say no, or she was looking for an out and just couldn't be bothered to be, you know, a decent, respectful person. But why you would need an out for someone you've been with for 5 years, I'll never understand. Like, what? Like, why do you want an out from someone that's been good to you for that time? Like that does make me wonder if, you know, there's a side of the story that we're not getting. But even if there isn't, like, seriously, why you want to wreck this dude when he's clearly trying to do something super nice for you? And if it was up to me, I would just straight up be like, no, you don't shit on hospitality. I won't allow it. Also, I got really badly beat up on this floor. Like, holy crap. Alright, so now I guess the question is, do I want to pick up one of these? I think this will be a good thing to act as backup control, so yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. So that's a very simple, you're not the asshole. But now we've got this update that I'm very interested in reading. And the original post is right at the top of the update post, so that's a good thing. So here we go. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who sent me kind words and encouraging private messages. I decided that I wanted to end this entire relationship. I packed my important belongings, example, passport and clothes, and arranged with my best friend to crash at his apartment until I can find my own. Usually when small issues happen in a relationship, it ties into a bigger issue of that relationship. The reason why I decided to break up is because I realized that her friends will always be closer to her than me. Which, on one hand, yeah, especially if they've been around her for longer. But at the same time, if you're just flat out not respecting the person that you've chosen to have a relationship to that, I think that's a whole nother issue. Sarah has favored her friends over me and blown off some of our plans for her friends more than once. I was lying to myself for years because I didn't want to face reality yet. I had hoped she would change, but this trip really opened my eyes that I'll always be in third place to her. Here, you got it right this time. I expressed my feelings multiple times, and Sarah promised she would change, and she didn't. Sarah came home late yesterday. I said I have a lot to get off my chest and I want to get through my notes before she talks or tries to interrupt me. The first question I asked Sarah is how she thought the trip went. She said we all had fun and it was memorable. I shouldn't have to feel like the third wheel in my own relationship, especially on a trip that I had planned. My next question was, why did you invite your friends in the first place? You knew this was an anniversary trip for us. She talked about the trip with her friends since the beginning, and they'd never been to Colorado. She thought it would be a good idea to allow them to come just so they could have fun in Colorado with us. Why are you... Again, this is supposed to be about you and your guy. Why are you... I'm getting ahead of myself. I followed up with my lack of knowledge of her friends coming along until days before. It's one thing that they came along and did their own activities, but it's another thing that every activity became a group relationship, or group activity. I signed up for a monogamous, not a poly relationship. My last question was, did you know that I was going to propose to you? Sarah said she didn't know at all. The thought never occurred to Sarah that I was going to ask. You are dense, woman. She claimed that she wouldn't have invited her friends to come along if she knew, but I responded that it would ruin the surprise if I told you. She's right, it absolutely would. Sarah begged me to stay with her and believes we can work everything out. She didn't want me to throw 5 years away after this one bad trip. It's not just the one bad trip. I listened to her promises to change for years regarding her friends, but nothing happened. I ultimately left Sarah with this. It's clear that there isn't enough room in your heart for your boyfriend and your friends. As much as I love Sarah, I can't stay in a relationship where I'm not respected enough. I left Sarah in the house by herself and drove off to my friend's place. I'll figure out how to get my name off the lease, and I'll plan to get the rest of my belongings. As for the ring, I will return it this weekend. Man, that is sad. Like, I honestly feel as though that was... Like, I still think that she somehow knew it was going to happen. But let's assume that everything is as was written. That means that the fundamental issue is that she just straight up doesn't respect you or your mind. And again, it's not bad to have friends. It's not bad to have people that you hang out with outside of your significant other. None of that is necessarily the problem. Okay, so we are going to grab this. And I'll grab the upgraded spark contact later. No, the problem is she just straight up was just like, yeah, I would rather spend time with my friends than you. Sorry, bub, and then she gets upset when he decides that he's tired of being disrespected. People like that really throw me off. Like, it's one thing to have friends outside of your romantic relationship, assuming that you have one, not always. But it's quite another to just straight up disrespect them and blow them off when they're trying to be good to you. Anything over here that's useful? Well, we'll definitely grab that. I may want Pazu's favorite hat, and I may or may not grab the captain's ring, but that really depends on... Okay, well now we can go get the spark array upgrade. Like, in this instance, I don't feel bad for Sarah at all. I mean, let's be fair, she kind of got exactly what she wanted. But you can't get what you want and then complain about it afterwards. Like, you went out of your way to do this because you felt that your friends never having been to Colorado was the more important takeaway here. So, this is a situation where I would look at Sarah and be like, you know what, you made your bed, go ahead and lie in it. Like, you're talking about him throwing away 5 years in a relationship? What about you? It kind of seems like you're trying to put the shoe on the other foot here, and yeah. I'm pretty sure I've said everything I need to say about this. It's just really upsetting to see someone putting their all into a relationship and the other person going, yeah, whatever. So as much as I feel bad for OP, I'd say good for you. Get out of that toxic relationship and I wish you the best of luck in trying to find someone who will actually respect you and your efforts. And one down. So I mean, yeah, that is a hell of a story to start off with. Like I said, I hope things get better for our guy here, because he didn't deserve that. Now, let's move on to story number 2, and there's a few interesting ones here. Let's see, what looks good? Oh, I just recently heard this one. And yeah, we're gonna go with that. Am I the asshole for telling someone they're too fat for a massage? This comes to us from user Helpful Trifle 4354. I, 25 male, work as a masseur for a somewhat small spa and have been doing so for 3 years. This week I had to do something that I've never done before, and that is turn someone away. What happened was that we had a group booking for 4 people. As per usual, I grabbed the questionnaire and waiver for the client I was going to take. When I saw her, I became concerned as she was clearly over 400 pounds. God damn! That goes well above fluffy. I consider myself fluffy. This goes into the realm of damn! Aside from the weight capacity, I wasn't sure if she would have been able to fit on the table, but I put that concern aside. For the sake of safety, I decided to weigh her, with the result being she was 465 pounds. Woo! With the table's capacity being 495 pounds, I decided not to risk it. I think that's a good choice. In the most polite way I could, I told her that for her safety, I can't service her. As an alternative, I offered our other services where her weight wouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately, she was too upset/embarrassed, and as a result, she and her group decided to cancel their appointments. Because of this, 3 of my colleagues absolutely hate my guts now. They all believe that I should have been much more accommodating of her. Am I the asshole? Alright, that one's nice and short. But I don't understand how you could be the asshole when you were trying to look out for this person's safety. Not only this person's safety, but okay, summoners are kicking my ass here. Oh, hey. Good. Now, this... I'm gonna grab that glacial cross, too, by the way. I just want to see what else... But yeah, this isn't an issue of, oh, I don't want to touch fat people. I guarantee this person does that all the time and probably takes no issue with it. No, the problem is, this person is going to get themselves hurt trying to levy themselves on this table. She's 465. The weight limit on the table itself is 495. Like, what? Like, are you just assuming that everything is going to be fine? Like, have you never had to consider what happens if that weight limit gets exceeded? I mean, to be fair, yeah, with the weight limit being 495, I would assume that what happened there is that what would have happened there is that they say it's 495, but there's actually the weight allow is actually a good deal higher than that. But how much higher than that, I wouldn't know, and I imagine they don't exactly disclose that to the masseurs and masseuses of the spa. I don't want that. And there's a good chance that lady would have gotten severely injured on that table. Like, there's just no way that I would have felt safe doing that. So, I don't know, I'm very confused as to why they're like, oh, you're a horrible person. For what? Like, tell me, for what exactly? For not wanting the table to break, and for this person to, and, I am gonna lose this run. God damn it, what the hell? Yep, definitely lost that run. Okay, so we only got 2 stories out of this one, but yeah, I need to constantly be reminding myself that's why I don't do melee-based runs with retro floor plan. They never end well. Even if I have the greatest intentions and the strongest of plans, it just doesn't work. Well, that's my failure for the day. I'm gonna go cry about it now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed these stories. And if you want me to do another AITA episode to make up for this one being cut short, then you guys let me know, and I will see you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and bye bye.